Okay, so I'm Segfault, and this is gonna be another VOD review.
Play Torbjorn.
I don't know how to play Torbjorn.
Whatever, guys.
You literally
whatever.
put your turret on the car. Nah, play Soldier. Play Soldier. Like Torbjorn's that was a bad example. I mean, because if they push up, you gotta move your turret and know where to put it. So.
What's up, swaggies?
Okay.
Yeah, don't just like. I mean, don't let that be the last time you talk the whole fucking
Just,
game. Like,
silver
like,
help.
like Lucio Wright, Fair up top,
Yep.
like shit like that. Like you gotta act like everybody's got their monitor turned off.
Guys, I saw this cool trick. If you stand by the door, and you just shoot at they can't come out.
If you do what?
If you just shoot them at the door and they die, they can't come out.
Okay, let's do it then.
That's actually,
But
This
is a bad idea.
that is actually a terrible idea. I don't know if that guy was kidding, but you should never, ever, ever do that.
We're gonna kill them. We're gonna kill them.
They got a monkey.
Oh my god, you guys are fucking
Got you.
bro, back up, yeah.
Thank you. Back up, back up, back up.
Oh,
Oh my god.
what the fuck? Dude, what is going on?
Alright, let's just hold the show.
Fair, back up.
So right now, I would say is a great time for you to run up and take the high ground as Soldier up above where you're at. Especially knowing they have a fair now, it'll give you a lot better shot on her. I think it's actually her over here on the left.
Where's the
On the left.
So you see that she's over there, and you just pretty much always want to try to have that high ground with Soldier because that gives you such an advantage over everybody else. Like, it was okay being on the bottom at first because you were getting that pick damage and you were able to get your ult up a little bit, but you shouldn't stay down there.
Oh, never mind. I think it was fair.
No, they got a fair.
Oh, it's up.
Where's the
Yeah,
Behind
you're in
us.
a
You're
corner.
behind us.
Don't be under the bridge, dude.
Sorry, I'm holding.
what the fuck? Is this junk that kills me? Oh my god.
So you never want to go into a long, empty hallway with a Junkrat. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to win that fight. He was really low, and it was possible to kill him. It's just you're better off just waiting or having somebody to back you up. And also, you saw that he threw his trap, and
Behind
You're in
us.
a
You're
corner.
behind us.
Don't be under the bridge.
it's right there. He just threw his trap on the ground. You're looking right at it. I don't know. Yeah, if you missed it, but generally you want to take that out first, especially before you run into that hallway. You almost walk.
Sorry, I'm holding.
What the fuck is this
See, like right there, you're about a step away from stepping into that trap.
junk that kills me? Oh my god.
Okay, so you actually did get trapped, but you would have died either way.
The junk that kills me.
It's like this. Oh my god, that's such. Oh, bro, that's like the worst trick in the book, dude. I do that all the time.
That's not good.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
That far was reckless.
Oh,
That far is a bitch.
bro.
Next time you see a Junkrat there, just fucking like.
So I guess let's watch this again actually. So you come in, you go right, that's good.
That far was reckless.
But then you jump immediately. You should have at least stayed up long enough for your team to finish regrouping with you, because they're like right out of view coming up this hallway here in a second, or at least they are when you die. So you should have stayed up top a little bit. Maybe you could have gotten a pick from up there, maybe the Pharaoh. And like I said, generally, like as a soldier, you want to hold the high ground as much as you can.
Oh,
That far is a bitch.
bro.
Next time you see a Junkrat there, just.
So yeah, you have your teammates right here. Some of if you held up top, you might have been able to get that pick from up top and gave your team more time to catch up with you.
Fucking like stand a good distance and just shoot him every time he peeks because he can't like aim.
Alright.
I promise breathing into the mic
Agree,
isn't gonna make
good
the
luck.
Orisa any better.
So once again, one of the best places to be for Soldier on this part is up on top where you were before you dropped down. Either that or all the way across the bridge on the opposite side.
My ultimate is charging.
I'm gonna stop
If you were on the right side right now, you'd be able to shoot at that Pharah.
saying stuff. Just like keep playing, and you know, I'll see if they.
So again, you're far from your team, and you were too low, too close to the enemy, and that just gave them the easy opportunity to jump onto you.
Can review your VOD.
Dude. Soldier just killed me. I mean, Winston just killed me in 2 seconds.
You're in a bad position, dude. Like you gotta be. That's horrible.
Up on the high ground?
That wasn't high ground. Your high ground was above you, like above that.
Oh yeah, that was like mid-ground.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
So once again, you should have stayed up there. There's no reason to drop right there.
Good hold.
Yes. Good job, guys. Good job. I have all. I'm gonna point.
Junker ups up,
Where's
I
he
think.
going?
Nope, he's down and to the right.
But don't be in that
Wait,
mid.
Bear is behind us?
Stay on the
Oh my
payload. Stay on the
God.
payload.
So you kind of just ran off on your own there. I know Farah was by herself, but if it was, I think I don't know if you knew she was back there or not, but you should have at least told your teammates that there's someone behind you, and get somebody to come with you at least.
Wait till you see this baby.
What, that far?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you tried to peek her.
What?
You should have waited till the rocket like hit and then peek her.
Bro, this is not good. Oh. Oh boy.
Yeah, not much you could have done there. I would have suggested, since you saw those guys coming after you killed the ferry, you should have just stayed down there and ran the opposite direction and gone underneath, so that way you could regroup with your team at the other end of the bridge.
Nice.
What you really should have done there is where you should have kept going where Pharaoh was going, popped up, gone to the high ground, and then visored them from behind.
That would have worked also.
Like on top, you know what I mean? Like on top of that
Muscle.
bridge.
Alright, is wherever I am.
Ooh. Huge visor spot. Oh, they really got that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know why you stopped and turned around, but you should have continued to run back towards your team.
Not much I
You knew you were by yourself and there was at least 2 of them, so you should have just kept running.
can do against Zarya.
Don't stand. Bro, you were running back to the team, and then you decided to just stand there and face tank her.
So you just wasted your healing aura ability because you were just anti-whip by the on it, and so is your McCree, so nobody can benefit from that healing pad really, except maybe another teammate who might be behind you, standing really close to you, but yeah, there was no real reason to drop that there.
Oh my god.
Someone point, just get on point. Just one point. Nice, nice.
Yeah, bro. Oh my gosh.
Oof.
So somewhere you should have been, right there, I'm going to rewind it a little bit. Directly above where you're standing right now, there's a balcony, and it is a great place to be right here as soldier.
Oh my gosh.
And it also would have prevented you from being blown up from that riptire.
Oof. Yo, that Winston is still killable, bro. You should. What the fuck?
Steven, try to get that all.
Dude. Keep dying.
Why do you? Bro,
Winston's close.
Junkrat is so.
Yeah, I would have suggested popping your ult as soon as you had picked up that health pack, but I'm still not sure there was much you would have been able to do.
Close range, bro.
God.
There.
They got
Holy crap.
It's
Not bad.
So your aiming isn't bad, it's
Oh, that's
just,
my aimbot.
you just have to work on your positioning the most is what I would suggest, and good ways to do that are to, one, watch streamers and just watch people that play the characters that you like to play and just see what they do and try to pick up any tips that you can. But like number one rule of thumb for soldiers is be on the high ground and don't sacrifice it easily.
Don't go fair of the Reaper. Hey, you're good at soldier, fucking.
Oh my god.
Oh, do you have a person?
Watch over the turret.
Yeah, just. Oh.
Thank you. Wow. Need a rest?
Just come on, bud.
Ooh.
One thing I noticed with your rockets is that you usually miss them, and I think you just need to work on leading your shots a little bit more because you have to aim more ahead of where they're walking towards because the rocket takes longer to fly through the air than like a standard bullet because it's not even hit scan, it actually takes time to travel, so you have to lead your shots a little bit more with the rockets, and you can just practice like doing really light flicking just like towards whatever direction the enemy is walking towards. So like you shot your rocket here and that's where he was, but if you had like flicked it over here and shot it, he would have kept walking and walked right into it.
Go on, go on. Oh.
But you don't have to keep moving up, like.
And Well, what he just said is true. You were good staying back. As a soldier, you don't really have to front line. You can kind of like stay in the middle or the back of your team and do damage from far away. But that's not what I stopped to say. What did I stop to say? Let's see. Let's switch this again. Oh, okay. Don't be afraid to abuse your rockets. They recharge fairly quickly, so you can pump those out pretty frequently. And yeah. And obviously try not to shoot them at the Zarya bubble.
But you don't have to keep moving up. Like, I mean, like obviously.
Another thing I would have done is, so you were moving back, hold on, let's rewatch this real quick.
But you don't have to keep moving up. Like, I mean, like obviously.
So yeah, you kept walking up, you were coming from over here, and you were walking towards them, and your team was up behind you, so you were coming up right in front of them while your team was in the back. What you should have done is been over here and stayed in the back of the point facing towards where they're coming from, because like I said, you can pump out that damage from far away. You don't have to be right in their faces.
So your team has an advantage here, but like, dude, you can shoot from anywhere, bro. I just saw you tied to that Junkrat. You can shoot from anywhere, bro.
My ultimate is charging.
Turrets up on top of the building, guys.
If you can't spray somebody from a distance, just tap shoot. You actually do more damage with tap shooting. How did y'all not get a point?
Just wait up, Ollie. Just wait it up. We don't need to put. Alright, let's just wait this one. Alright, that's 2 off. That's 3.
My
Now
ultimate
push,
is
now.
charging.
What?
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Hanzo, let me know. I have also. The Junkrat's great.
Let's spare when we can.
Whoa, fuck.
Oh my god.
So something I would have suggested, as
Hey, you
far
gotta go-
as if you were to switch characters, is they don't have any kind of hit scan or long range heroes. So if you played something like Pharah, you could dominate them because there's just Junkrat, Symmetra,
Old elims, but that's.
Brigida,
Oh my god.
and Pharah counters all of those people. And you have a Mercy, so it would be a great combination.
The team's fucking blowing dick right now. I mean, like, well, I mean, you're not like,
Junkrat
you're not
is-
being like, you're not like carrying.
Yeah. What?
And another thing, dude, bro, I haven't heard you say anything to your team this whole game.
Yeah, that's something I was waiting for this round to end to say. There was almost zero team communication at all. That's if you want to be successful, you have to be able to effectively communicate with your team and make plans. Because if you just keep winging it every time and hope your team does what you want them to do, it's not going to work out in your favor. And if you're going against a team that is coordinated and is communicating, you're going to lose that fight 9 times out of 10.
Like
I
nothing.
just don't know what to say on this one.
What?
Bro, tell them.
So yeah, like I said, the biggest thing you would probably want to look at is your positioning. Just watch other people playing Soldier. Look up like the top players for each character and just study, study, study. Your aim is pretty good, and like I said, I think a switch there at the end would have been good because with Soldier, you're just not. Let's see. There's nothing you're effective against on their team, so you don't counter anybody, and so it makes it hard for you to be able to get those kills, especially when they have like a Zarya and other stuff blocking half of your shots.
To regroup, bro. That will change their whole mindset, bro.
So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna end this video here.